Yo, we're Dru Hill.
And you know I got soul.
All right, Dru Hill here. You know I got soul.com. We're big supporters. We just witnessed you guys on stage here at BB King's New York City. You guys have been doing this as a group for nearly 20 years now. Just talk about the energy and what it means to still be together, doing this, have that opportunity.
It's nothing short of amazing, dog. You know, I mean, to come in the game, coming right out of high school, to get a chance to actually have a career where you really love what you do, you know, to get a chance to really meet a lot of greats that we all sat home and watched on TV and award shows and stuff like that, and always dreamed of meeting and really actually meet them, and to have them say that they like us as a group, to go around the world, and then to get a chance at different times to sit back and kind of review what we had done. Man, it's been amazing. It's been a great blessing.
And the last album, Independence Day, 4 or 5 years ago now. Can you talk about if you guys are working on new music, what we can expect?
Well, right now, I mean, the main focus is the 20th anniversary. 20 years, we made it! We still here! So,
I ain't been here the whole time, but thank you, Jesus.
but we just we got a lot of cool things that we're planning, some definitely music, but beyond that, just from the music to giving back to telling our story, we want to, like, a lot of stuff about us is stuff that you hear because we don't really, we like family, we don't really let people get too close, but we want to give people a chance to understand why we are the way that we are, why we've been the way that we've been since the beginning, and why we always fight for what we want till we get it.
Yeah,
So,
I wanted to say something, but
I got it right too.
So, I mean, it's just like, we love music. Like, we never stopped making music when it was popular to not really do what we do. We just stuck with what we do for the last 7 years. It's every day, every weekend. We out here, we singing, because for real in the beginning, it wasn't about our records. If people heard our records and said we sound like Jodeci, and we want to do nothing. But when it came down to seeing us on that stage, it was nothing nobody could do, because we pour our heart on that. Everything that we have when we're not here, we put on that stage and leave it there. And you can't beat that. I don't care how many people you got with you.
How many features you get?
I'm just saying, it's like we got taught by the best to work hard, and that was it. We had to beg people to do stuff. We had to beg to get records played and go do, from the 10 people to the 10,000, whatever we had to do. So to still be here and to be able to see that, that's a blessing. We don't take that for granted.
yeah,
And we're going to set the stage on fire every time.
every time.
So we thank the people for just giving us a chance to still be able to do that.
That's right. Thank you for the opportunity.
And it's every week, not every weekend. It's every week. We don't work straight through this week, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Piggybacking off of a little bit with Nokio said and Jazz, you said, since high school, and obviously, that was a dream for you guys. Let's talk about exactly, where did it click in that dream where you just, that surreal moment of just like, this is really happening, and the things that were going through your mind, and not only your mind, but, the things that you wanted to kind of emphasize on to make sure that was played a major role in you guys.
Well, we had actually gotten signed while we were still in high school. Us and Destiny's Child got signed at the same time and got sat on the shelf for like a year and some change. So when we finally got out of that contract, it was a humbling experience, because when we first got signed, I went to school like, F you, I never liked you.
No, what you talking about? What you talking about? It's like you going to school, you don't understand, you like 14, 15 years old.
Right when we won the Apollo.
Like you getting you getting like money every week, like more than you would make at any job that you would get at that time. And it's just like, yeah, it's gonna happen.
Right, we was blinging in school.
Yeah, to go back to school though when it was over, it's like, ah, what's up, you fake
Right,
ass
what happened to you? Right, what happened to you? I thought you wasn't coming back.
I thought y'all gonna be famous.
So that was my first. You did the same thing.
Oh man, that was it. Look, you know, I'd be walking through school like, man, get off my face, man. Then still had to go back though.
That was that humble pie though, and I think having that humbling experience in the beginning, when we got signed the second time, that we were humble, and it just kind of carried through our career, and I think it's part of the reason why we've been allowed to still, why the fans, kind of love us like friends and family.
We always shake everybody's hand.
Right. We know how it feels to. We remember chasing, like Jodeci come to town. We try to find out what hotel they was in, because we figured if we sang for them, then magically we'd get a record deal. Absolutely not the way that happens.
Nah.
We had to find out the hard way after we chased Boys to Men. When they came the next month to their hotel, trying to sing for them. It don't matter. Singing for the artist, it's like a 1 in a billion chance.
You hope somebody there with them.
With
the artist.
That's my hands-on business. Because other than that, the artist is not really focused on that.
I mean, we got signed. We came to New York to the Hit Factory.
Damn show.
On the day that was going to be the last day that we were going to do this.
Right.
Yeah. It was like we got a free. The last day we were going to do it, we got a phone call to take this trip to New York. If it don't work out, I'll let you out your contract, whatever.
Yeah.
We came up here, we walked in the room. They asked us to sing. We sang. They played Tell Me. Dave Hollister was singing it. Yes. They said, if you sing the hook back to us, we're going to come back in 15 minutes. If you sing the hook back, you have a song on the radio in 30 days.
They thought they were going to walk away for 15 minutes.
Right.
Well, right.
When the record stopped, we started
singing.
That's how serious
we jacked the words up.
Yeah, but we
I mean,
still had the home. We killed it so much, they was like,
look, and it was crazy. It was like,
I wrote our first contract on a napkin.
It was like, I don't know, like people seeing like Interstellar, right? But it was like we sitting in the room, and it's like, man, what's going on? And it's like, you know where you at? And they like opened up the door, and we were like in the big room at the Hit Factory, like ready to make a record. It was like, holy shit, this is for real. We ain't had no clothes. We had the same clothes on for like 3-4 days. That was running up the phone bill.
Coming through, Jay.
It was running up the phone bill in the hotel, calling that girl, like, oh, we got a deal. It was crazy.
The whole boy rocked that.
But you know what though? It didn't get real. I mean, for me, like, cause we were used to singing, studios, cutting records, and all that kind of stuff. But it wasn't really real until I was riding home in B-More, just chilling, listening to the radio, and Tell Me came on the radio.
Yeah, man.
I had to pull over.
Man, I almost got an accident.
I pulled over like, oh my God.
I didn't blink the whole
serious?
time that joint.
Yo, I turned the radio up and was like, what?
And
This is real, like.
And one of the milestones in our career is actually a friend of ours, Speedy. He's an artist from Africa. He's actually Nelson Mandela's nephew.
Yep.
And they brought us to Africa the first time we ever
Oh,
came.
man.
Yeah, man, that was
And to a stadium. That was our first stadium, Jack.
Yep.
I'm talking about huge.
Because the grandkids and the kids is like,
Oh man, the grandkids
Yeah,
right there on the top.
that was it.
We sitting there, I'm sitting in my room, I had all these little hands like, I'm like, man, what is going on? It was like, hello, is it? This is Mandela's grandchildren. I was like, opened up the door. I mean, like,
Y'all was deep.
Everybody. So we fast forward, we're at Nelson Mandela's house.
With
And he
Stevie
says to
Wonder.
us, Stevie Wonder, Shaka Khan, and he says to us, he was like, I brought y'all here because I wanted to meet the people that had such an influence over my grandchildren.
Yeah, we had a great time, man.
But they did, when we pulled up, they was like, let them out, let them wait, and if they move, shoot them where they stand.
Yeah, the security ain't no joke.
They're like, I'm here, I'm not moving, I'm growing
Well, we've
roots.
been friends since then. And that was way back in 98.
Yeah.
We love Dru Hill.
Just like
Dru Hill forever. Dru Hill is freedom.
Yes, sir.
It was real though. I mean, like, you know, like, it was one night we were there, and I want to say it was like the people had to wait till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah?
Wherever was going on. And I mean, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, you talking about a stadium with like 62 or whatever thousand people, and they all waited.
Yep.
We over there like, tell me. You know what I'm saying?
But it was like a sea of people with signs and everything out there. It was just, it was
That was incredible how you missed that puddle.
my damn shit. I mean, man, that's all that one hand push-up prayer.
Man, sorry. Monkey, sorry. You know.
So just to end this up, you know, I think the real special thing about Dru Hill is, and watching tonight, the love you guys have for each other on stage. You appreciate each other's talents. You let each other showcase those talents on stage. Love to hear you guys just talk about each other and what you appreciate about each other.
Is this a therapy session or
Well,
Yeah, we got first draft pick over here.
Trying to make somebody
Mr.
cry.
7 Items. Tao Soprano, man, he's really been a blessing to the group. We've actually known Tao, especially Jazz, for a really long time. We actually wanted them to be in the group earlier, but he was in an existing contract. So he knows Woody and I know all the family. He know everybody's family. So when he came into the group, you know, he got Woody's blessing. And that's why you see that gel. It seemed like he's been there for years because he has actually been there, for years. Man, we used to just sit up at my house in the kitchen, just sing songs, all harmonizing all night.
We all night.
like
No,
all
seriously,
night,
all night. Just because it was so amazing. We were sitting there like,
circle of people, right?
just singing
After
every
one
song.
song was done, it was like, all right, somebody else would just start singing.
But you know what's crazy though? The crazy thing is that like that's where we started. Like we used to battle singing like
Other
people
groups.
battle rap.
Yeah.
And we like all meet up down there in the harbor and it'd be like a circle of people like, man, jump in the water and you ain't gonna do that.
Jump in the harbor, dude. Jump in that brown water over there.
You know,
I think just to cap it up, you know what we always say, I'm glad we on the same team.
right.
That's up.
You know what I mean? Because it's almost like, we're really proud of our unit, man, and like you said, we all know what each person's gonna bring on that stage, and it's almost like we've been up there on some globetrotter stuff for real. You know what I mean? Just playing around, but still having a good time getting the job done. But we're doing it because.
I started whistling.
We killing it. But the fact that we having so much fun, it's not work to us. You know what I mean? And that's the great thing about it.
Getting back to the music, your music had a message. I'm 26, and when I first heard Into the Dru, it inspired me to think of love in a way that I wanted to be married. I wanted to have kids.
Wow.
And monogamy, was really big in your music. How do you feel that that's kind of drifted away from R&B at the moment?
Man, it's real simple. If you take where this generation's music comes from, it comes from hip hop or rap, if you want to call it separated. So, and it comes from the era rap that didn't have the fun party, whatever, LA slipping there real quick, somebody else do a little club love, so it was just straight hardcore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if that's all you hear, how can you? It's hard to love in the midst of that when you're not getting the balance. And then all of the love songs, short of the ones that just get pegged at because a certain artist does it, get relegated over to a station that nobody gonna look first there. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's like, at the end of the day, the bottom line is we the truth. And that's not from ego, that's not from nothing. That's because individually, collectively, whatever way you want to slice it down the road, we have done everything you can do in this business. Short of being here 50 years.
But just like anything else, you know, that we've learned in life, history repeats itself. You know, so you can rest assured that the time for self-conscious music and putting soul back into the forefront of life and people really, you know, cherishing their relationships is going to come back. You know what I mean?
It's starting to come back. I mean, that's the good thing. I mean, like, your generation is the reason why we're here. Because y'all started coming out to shows. You know, it was like a minute where it was like, yo, we just had like everybody cookout and shit. I mean, like it'd be like it'd be a lot of people, but it's like you at the cookout. But then it just started like, you know, you'd be backstage and it's like somebody that's like 19. It's like, I love your music, like I've been listening to it since my sister was playing and I ain't know what it was. And one day I got to understand the lyrics and then, you know, whatever else. So, I mean, it's like,
You running out of tape, that's what he's saying.